time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke reporting on the sideline. Panel in the Western Conference, the Sacramento crowd hoping to watch their Kings come out on top. Win the tip. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. Rondo against Paul. Gay outside to the middle. Here's Cousins, and the layup is good. Cousins has got the opening basket of the game for the Kings.
And former coach of the year, George Karl, making his way back into the league last season. Kings picked him up halfway through the year to kind of stabilize their coaching situation.
The shot by Jordan, no good.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Rondo dishes to Cousins. Nobody near Gay. Off target with his 3. What a pickup to get a guy like Carl, Greg, on their bench, as you mentioned. He's just been a winner, Clark, his entire career.
Well, he's climbing the ladder in the all-time wins category as a coach, and also he's a cancer survivor. He's overcome a battle with cancer, and that also lends itself to having great compassion and respect for George Karl.
As did his son, Kobe.
That's right. That? Yeah. That's right. Family effect.
And that one's good.
The defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Now here's Gay. Another shot. Shoots the 3. That's good. Gay's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Right side, Griffin puts up the baby hook, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to go on Cauley-Stein.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays. He is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close, just due to his strength and activity.
That's good from Blake Griffin. For Griffin and his ability to create contact close, he's been called a bull in a china shop, something that I think Clarkie embraces.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be the bull than the china in that situation because of his strength and physicality. And I think that's the right mentality to have as a power forward.
And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
Here's Paul after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Paul outside. 6 to shoot. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. And regarding Griffin's low block shot number, for some guys, they simply lack a certain field part for blocking shots.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the aptitude for shot blocking that sometimes is understated. Just because you're a high flyer in the front court doesn't mean you're going to block a lot of shots.
The drive by Gay. Steps back and shoots. Another miss by Gay.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Paul passes to Jordan. Griffin sets the screen for Jordan. From 11 feet away, Griffin's shot is off. For Sacramento, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Kings moving the ball around. Rondo kicks to Cousins. Cannot hit, and it's the Clippers taking it the other way. To the paint, here's Johnson. From comes up empty down low.
Excellent, really solid job actually by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. For DeMarcus Cousins, his numbers have been flat out phenomenal. I mean, just incredible. Sometimes hidden by the lack of what's around him in Sacramento, especially, you know, Greg, when you compare last year's stats with other centers in the NBA.
Yeah, he's averaged nearly 5 points more per game than the next center. Top 3 in rebounding for all centers. This guy is the complete package down low.
And he sinks the second.
You know, guys, back to DeMarcus Cousins last season, he was top 3 for centers in assists and steals, and he was in the top 7 in block shots.
Now here's Redick, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Rondo against Paul. Kicks to Redick. Shoots it. Paul's shot is off.
And talking about Cousins, he's a franchise talent. No one debates that. He can take over a game anytime he feels like it. And heaven help the NBA if he ever starts feeling like it over an 82-game year. Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Paul kicks to Redick. Pulls up. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Redick's got his first points in this one. Sacramento leading by 3. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, when George Karl and I were able to chat a moment ago, he knows that the challenge for his team in this game will be to slow down Blake Griffin, who he described as instant momentum. With Griffin being such a handful physically, they plan to limit his ability to get any space around the basket and hopefully cut down those powerful drives toward the rim.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Here's Griffin after Rudy Gay's bucket. Paul kicks to Redick. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
Gay outside. He's looking for Cousins and finds him, and he drops it in from the low post. Cousins has got 5 now.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round 1 in a 7-game emotional series and immediately have to go up against the Rockets in round 2. A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
And we all remember the Clippers would go up 3-1 against the Rockets.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Series collapses really in postseason history.
Sacramento making some changes. Casspi comes in for Ben McLemore, and it's Collison in for Rajon Rondo. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Clippers. Now here's Gay. He's got 8. Down low and stolen by Jordan. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Redick's got the ball. Jordan with the screen on Cousins. Paul outside. Goes up on the high post. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. The Kings have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ball game. Here's Belinelli. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Collison gets a wide open look. Off target with his 3. The Clippers have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Jordan sets the pick for Griffin. Dishes it to Redick. There's the triple and another 3 for the Clippers.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Looking at the last game for Sacramento, it was a win against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Collison dishes to Casspi. Cousins with a screen on Griffin. Here is Casspi, defended by Griffin. Just 5 to shoot. Gay drives in, and he can't bank that one in. LA's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Ball against Collison. Paul's shot is off.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Outside, Belinelli. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. First opportunity here in their inaugural game of the season to go up against Sacramento.
And they didn't have much of a problem with these guys last season, and quite frankly, you wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, you know, these are two teams clearly on opposite ends of the continuum in this conference. I mean, this is a team they rightly feel they can beat every time they take the court with them. They're in the position they're in right now thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Ball outside. And there's the pass to Redick. Here's Griffin. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Some changes for Sacramento. Koufos checked in for Cousins. And it's Butler in for Rudy Gay. The Clippers also changing it up. Paul Pierce is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And Lance Stephenson subbed in for J.J. Redick. Now here's Collison. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Now Belinelli to the inside. A nice shot by Koufos.
I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into, and it takes passing like that to get it done.
Paul with the ball. Picked by Griffin. Crawford outside. Pulls up on the wing. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Butler passes to Collison. The kick outside to Butler. His three-pointers off the mark. And Los Angeles guys shooting 40% here in the early stages. Stephenson against Butler. Stephenson drives in. Los Angeles with another miss.
How about him there, just bodying him up to make him alter the trajectory on that shot?
Definitely some very sound defense played on that trip.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. Butler missing again.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And here is Paul. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. And Griffin, here we go. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And it's 9 points for Blake Griffin.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
A nice shot by Collison. Collison's got it all tied up now for the Kings.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. As former coach of the year, rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
Now here's Pierce. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Here's Collison. Fires for three. That's good. Now it's a 3-point Kings lead. And Doc Rivers passed the 700-win mark as a coach last season. He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he is well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well?
Here is Casspi after Paul Pierce's score. Here's Belinelli, guarded by Crawford. They get it back to Koufos, and count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
James Anderson, he's checked in for Sacramento. Curry comes in for Darren Collison. Cole Aldrich is checked in for the Clippers. Smith comes in for Jamal Crawford. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Stephenson outside. Smith with a screen on Curry. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Here is Casspi, outside Curry. That's the 3 fly. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Kings lead by 2. Live from Sacramento, you're watching 2K Sports. And J.J. Redick, a focal point in his tenure with the Duke Blue Devils, both offensively and as a lightning rod for fans.
I think I'll forever be associated with Duke and Duke basketball. And obviously that's a polarizing topic for some people. They like me, some people don't like me. But I take a lot of pride in the fact that I went to school there, I got to play there, and I graduated from Duke.
There's no doubt that he is Mr. Duke, J.J. Redick, and it's hard to argue with that school's incredible success, Greg, whether you like him or not. And I know you've had a first-hand view of Duke a couple times.
And listen, I have the utmost respect for J.J. and Coach K and what they've done there. And then listen, you could be known for a lot worse things in your life and having gone to a lot worse places. But I think for him, it's not about where he's been. I think it's about where he's going, what's going to be the next chapter in his career.
So we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And for the Kings guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Sacramento, we've got Rudy Gay. Curry is out there with Anderson. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Cauley-Stein in at the 4. Paul kicks to Redick. Johnson left side, stolen by Gay. Outside Curry. Paul with the defensive effort.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against Portland. Curry attacking, and the rejection by Smith. Foul call. Looked like that he didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws. Guys, Josh Smith, an interesting case. Clark, he shot about 2 triples a game last year, yet for the last 3 seasons, his free throw percentage has been under, surprisingly, 55%.
Yeah, and that's terribly troubling. I mean, his three-point percentage improved in Houston, but the free throws, really, he can do much better than that. You look at his stroke, I think it's just a matter of concentration with Josh.
Rondo's checked in for Sacramento. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Jordan, he's checked in for Cole Aldrich. The Clippers trail. Good.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
And with Smith and his shooting, a lot of it is mental. I mean, he has a terrific stroke from anywhere. The free throws are all in his head because he can make threes. He's just got to be a little more focused.
14 feet away, offensive rebound. Cauley-Stein's shot is good. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth the whole way thus far.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
And, you know, thinking again about Smith, he made some big shots for the Rockets last year, but you never know quite what you're going to get with him taking perimeter shots.
Now, here is Smith. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Nice job coming off that screen. Paul's got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Gay against Johnson. From 13, and that one comes up a bit short. The Clippers have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Now here's Redick. He's got 10. Paul outside. There's the feed to Redick. 6 on the shot clock. From 20 feet out. Smith, no luck. For Sacramento, they've drawn 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Gay dishes to Rondo. The dish to Cousins. And the rejection by Smith. And now the Clippers on the break. Smith's running. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Pass to Cauley-Stein. Down low. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Gay.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, McLemore.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and it seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
Belinelli, he's checked in for Sacramento. Then McLemore comes in for Anderson. Now here's Redick. He's got 10. Jordan sets the pick for Redick. Gay with the block. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. The Kings trailing.
And, you know, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired, but the effect it had on the team was easy to see. Kings really tailspinned out of control afterward.
Now here's McLemore. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. 4 on the clock. Here's Rondo. And they're unable to get the tying basket there.
Now, the Kings, I think, will look back and realize they made a dubious decision the way they handled that coaching change. I mean, lucky for them, they were able to right things, so to speak, by landing George Karl later on. Clearly one of the better coaches in NBA history.
Now here's Redick. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. Johnson, that's for 2. And too long on the shot.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Belinelli passes to Gay. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Now here's Griffin. He's got 9. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
Gay against Griffin. Teardrop shot. And there's the nice layup by Gay. Gay's got 16 points.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Crawford outside. Outside Griffin. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on DeMarcus Cousins. You can see the leadership qualities on display right there, guys.
You know, he's their coach on the floor. There's no doubt about that. A great communicator, a great teammate, and as you mentioned, Kevin, a tremendous leader. And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
And, you know, guys, Marco Belinelli really hit his stride 2 seasons ago. He was way up across the board as a shooter and assist man. Even his rebounding had improved over his career averages. But then last year, he took a bit of a step back.
No good on the free throw. Talking about Belinelli, he won the NBA three-point shootout back in 2014. Looked like he'd perfected his stroke. That gave him, Greg, confidence in every other part of his game.
And talent is one thing, but confidence truly does trump almost everything else. And he just didn't seem to have it last season. But he has that craftiness and high-level skill set to really bounce back this year and prove that he's the real deal.
Now here's Crawford, looking for his first basket still in this one. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck, how about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane bathroom.
That's not the visual I was looking for right now, but there have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
LA has gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Passes it to Redick. He kicks it to Johnson. No good with the triple.
I'm shocked that it didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time. You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force. Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
Some changes for Sacramento. Koufos checked in for Cousins. Casspi comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Butler in for McLemore. And then for Los Angeles, Pierce comes in for Blake Griffin. And Stephenson subbed in for Wesley Johnson.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Now Crawford. Feeds to Redick. Pass to Jordan. And he goes in for the dunk.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Yeah, I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Here's Belinelli after the Clippers pick up 2. Kicks to Casspi. Here's Butler. Takes it off the glass. Butler's got it all tied up now for the Kings. For Los Angeles, they've gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. Crawford kicks to Redick. They get it again. Looking at the last game for Sacramento, it was a win against New Orleans. Collison, he feeds it to Belinelli. Koufos dishes to Butler. The pass to Casspi. Back to Butler. Here's Belinelli. Wide open. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Now here's Stephenson. Dishes it to Redick. Pierce with the screen on Collison. Redick passes to Pierce. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch. And the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Andre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Sacramento making a switch here. Curry's checked in, and the Clippers with a change here, too. Hall's checked in. Butler from outside. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5. Stephenson with it. Picked up by Collison. The feed to Jordan. Kicks it out to Stephenson. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Jordan the screen. Ball goes in. Koufos with the block. Curry kicks to Collison. 1:31 left to play in the first half.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness. But no question, he's improved his skills and IQ.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Collison against Paul. Jordan the screen. Ball against Collison. Deep 2 from Crawford. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Here's Stephenson. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 4 assists in the game.
And that almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back easy.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. For Sacramento, they have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4 of 7 from the foul line tonight.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
Curry with it. They set the pick. Comes up empty off the pick.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Kings ahead. They're up by 1. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Doc, what's allowed the rhythm and efficiency you guys are playing with right now?
Because we're running, you know, we're pushing the ball up the floor, but it's still a close game. And it's really loose balls, our turnovers, and offensive rebounds. So we got to do a better job there.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some excellent work early from Rudy Gay. He had 16 points, 2 block shots, and 2 assists. Just
the third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Rudy Gay having a dominant impact in this game.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something, because he looks a little faster today than normal.
Heading underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Redick, following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Now the dish to Paul. Griffin inside. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays. Sacramento
with the ball after the Clippers pick up 2. Here's Cousins, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. 12 points here for Cousins.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Jordan the screen. Paul against Rondo. Johnson wide open. He fires. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off. The Kings leading.
And I think it's fair to say last season was a bit of a transition year for the Kings. I mean, after firing Malone and the injuries to their stars, they just tried to build for the future, realizing that was going to be in their best interest.
And here is Paul. He's got 7. Johnson in the corner. He dishes it to Jordan. For the lead, it's hauled in by the Kings. Outside Rondo. Now here's Cauley-Stein. Pass to Gay. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Smith checked in for the Clippers.
And guys, you see how Rudy Gay just exploded last season in the second half. I mean, I think he felt at ease in George Karl's system. And I think that's one reason why you're starting to see just how good Rudy Gay can be.
Now here's Paul. Jordan the screen. And with that shot, the Sacramento lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Chris Paul. Kings have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. For a long time, critics have gotten on Gay for his lack of efficiency, but he quieted some of those voices Clark last year with his play and stats.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, across the board, he made nice improvements, not only in his scoring, but also his ability to create shots for others.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hey guys, well, George Karl had some advice for the team in that last huddle. He said their plan was to run their offense through Gay. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Here's Paul. Following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. The drive by Paul. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
And that's his style right now. That's his game. He plays it as well as anyone. And when we get to crunch time, that's when he's at his best.
Now here's Cousins. He's got 14. It's Gay on the way. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Cauley-Stein, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark with the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Here's Smith. The Kings getting the bucket. Redick with the 3. Sacramento grabs the miss. Cousins has got his 4th rebound in this one. Rondo dishes to McLemore. To the paint. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Smith. Stolen by Gay. Passes to Cauley-Stein. And McLemore kicks to Cousins. And McLemore now atop the key. Just 5 on the clock. Rondo passes to Cousins. Off target from the baseline. Clippers trail by 3. Now Paul. He's got 12. To tie. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Belinelli, he's checked in for Cauley-Stein. And it's Collison in for Rajon Rondo. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Clippers. Casspi, he's checked in for the Kings. Belinelli dishes to Casspi. Cousins trying to free himself up. Can't connect from short range. Johnson left side. Smith kicks to Crawford. Smith sets the pick for Crawford. Second shot opportunity, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Josh Smith. How he did last season. Averaged about 12 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
And guys, they're finally getting the consistency they wanted to see from him. Look for that to continue.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
Here's Belinelli. 6 on the shot clock. He kicks it to Gay. Again, the miss by the Kings. Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He spent some time at power forward. Clark, he spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
Here's Collison. Following the score by Jamal Crawford. Collison with it. Chris Paul covering. Feeds to Belinelli. There's the triple. The Clippers grab the miss. Smith's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Paul. 12 points for him. Smith with a screen on Collison. Paul kicks to Crawford. Inside. Smith in the post, and he jams it with authority.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
They set the pick. Collison kicks to Belinelli. From outside, off the mark. Clippers leading by 3. Screen by Smith. Johnson attacking. That one off the back iron and out.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
Cousins against Paul. Cousins with a screen on Jordan. Outside Collison. Drills the three-pointer. Collison's got the game tied up here for Sacramento.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to get.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road, and actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Koufos comes in for DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Butler in for Casspi. Now here's Crawford. 5 points in the game. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. 5th on the list, Chris Paul.
2 words for you about this guy. Fast hand. He was able to come away with the ball a lot last season. He found a way always.
Both free throws, good from Crawford.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, as cool as can be, Clark. Great focus and efficiency. That's how they built this lead.
And Belinelli kicks to Gay. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Gay's got 21.
And the Clippers, with those 8 road wins at the end, you mentioned, that pushed their road record to 26-15. That was 2nd best in the league. It also set a franchise high for road wins.
Now here's Paul. 12 points for him. From downtown, and play stops as it looks like they come over the back here.
A bit over-eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time.
That's good from Gay on the assist by Collison. Collison's got 3 assists tonight.
what's amazing about the Clippers on the road last year, guys, was the context. I mean, they had a bunch of back-to-back games and went 16-4 on the back end of back-to-backs. 11 of those came on the road.
Paul with the buckets.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Here's Belinelli. Back to Collison. To the paint. Here's Koufos. Rebound by Aldrich.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Crawford with the ball. He has 7. Clippers moving the ball around. Shoots it up. And that one goes long. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Redick on the wing from the baseline. It's rebounded by Stephenson. Stephenson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Crawford outside. Pass to Paul. Tries from 16. No luck. Great D that time from Collison. For Sacramento, they've gone 8 of 16 in the 3rd quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Gay outside, inside. Pierce with the steal. Crawford left side. Sinks that one from the post. Crawford's got 6 points in the quarter.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control, even though he's going at breakneck speed. He still maintains his body control. Excellent feed from DC, Darren Collison.
Now here's Paul. 14 points for him. A minute 20 left in the 3rd. In the corner, it's Crawford. Shot clock at 5. Shot is off. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. To the inside, to the left wing. Belinelli for 3, and that one's good. Belinelli's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now here's Paul. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now, you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
James Anderson, he's checked in for the Kings. Curry comes in for Darren Collison. The Clippers also making some changes. Griffin's checked in for Lance Stephenson, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Kicks it to Butler. He feeds it to Curry. Pulls it up. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
The three-point shot has been a real weapon for them in the second half.
Yeah, they've really done a good job of creating good looks from the outside, and now they've really got it.
And there's the pass to Paul. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Paul's got 18 points.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Kings lead by 1. Live from Sacramento, you're watching 2K Sports. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. 4th quarter should be good. The Clippers trail. Rondo is out there with McLemore. Then there's Anderson. Then there's Cauley-Stein. And it's Cousins in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. That's a 2 from Paul. And the shot is good. And that's 15 points for Blake Griffin. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, Both teams still hungry for the win.
Open shot, Johnson. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Cauley-Stein's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And here's Rondo. At the elbow, it's Cousins. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And the Kings lead by 1.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Back to Griffin. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
And I'm sensing something special going on here tonight.
It certainly does have the feeling of a classic, Greg. Let's see which team is better equipped to handle the pressure.
Cousins with a screen on Paul. And it's Rondo penetrating. Here's Cousins. And it's blocked by Jordan. Rondo passes to Cauley-Stein. Here's Cousins. Well, it was only a matter of time that they finally get the bucket. Cousins has got 10 points in just the second half. Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. Now here's Griffin. Paul outside. Johnson outside. Launches a 3. And it's Johnson again missing. For Sacramento, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Outside Rondo. Shot clock at 6. From deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got his 5th rebound in this one. It's stolen by McLemore. Rondo at the elbow. Again, Rondo missing. The Clippers shooting straight 49% from the field. Jordan the screen. Paul goes in. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Paul's got 20.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Timeout called by the Kings. You look at Chris Paul. What a contribution.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his points.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, over that break, I was able to catch the message George Karl was giving to his team. He told them to stick with what's worked to this point, saying, listen, they're giving us all the space we need inside, so let's take advantage of it. Keep working the ball inside the paint.
You know, last season, DeMarcus Cousins had several triple-doubles, but with Cousins, he would have 20-plus rebounds to go along with 20 points and 10 assists. That's amazing for a big man, for any man, as a matter of fact.
Good on both. And for Cousins, those 20, 20, 10 triple-doubles are an incredibly rare feat. First time, in fact, that we've seen that in the NBA since 2010.
And he was the first big man since the great Wilt Chamberlain to do it in back-to-back games. So Cousins is one of the rare big men who can do it all and has displayed that multiple times last season.
Johnson right side. There's Crawford with the 3. It's hauled in by the Kings. Here's McLemore. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Crawford with the ball. Out defended by Cauley-Stein. Jordan sets the pick for Crawford. Off the screen.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark. And this is a close game, and that was something special.
And really, in a game, you guys, in a game like this, though, when you have a chance to send a message, you do. And boy, did he ever on that play.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Now Paul. And they double up Paul. It's stolen by Rondo. They finished it off with the lane. And now a a 3-point Sacramento lead.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Here's Paul. Crawford outside. Johnson the screen. Crawford kicks to Paul. 6 on the shot clock, and it's Rondo with the foul. Paul with the ball to the inside. It's stolen by McLemore.
Hey guys, just a little too nonchalant there. That's a couple turnovers here in the last few minutes, and those miscues can spell trouble. And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
Paul dishes to Griffin. They set the screen. Johnson from outside. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. 9 points for Johnson.
Boy, an excellent job there by Paul setting that screen.
Rondo against Paul. Jumper off the screen. Another miss by Rondo.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Paul kicks to Jordan. Picked by Griffin. The drive by Jordan. At the elbow, it's Crawford. 6 to shoot. Dishes it to Johnson. Johnson missing again. The Kings have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Cousins with a screen on Paul. Rondo passes to Cousins. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Excellent game we've seen from DeMarcus Cousins. He's got 10 rebounds. He's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And Clark, that might not make the highlight reel, but those are important points nonetheless. And the Kings last year could be exciting at times on offense. One way they would consistently put up points was by finding their way to the free throw line.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Rudy Gay's checked in for Belinelli. And it's Collison in for Rondo. Oh, Greg and Clark, you know, the Kings led the league in number of free throws to field goal attempt ratio. Can you guys get that, Clark? I know you can. I'm looking over at Greg. He's kind of shaking his head. But, Clark, you know, in layman terms, they knew how to draw fouls.
Exactly, and with the slashers and big guys they have, sometimes they would be too much for teams, and that led to getting them into foul trouble.
Sacramento again missing. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Johnson outside. Jordan sets the pick for Johnson. Here's the feed to Jordan. It's deflected. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Los Angeles calls timeout.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Griffin.
And the Clippers not known for being an outside shooting team, but they take a large amount of deep mid-range twos as well as their fair share of 3.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. He's off on the second.
Griffin just having a terrific game. He has 18 points. The free throws have been big for him today with 6 points from the line.
And it's important, and you can tell that he understands that in terms of getting to the line. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Clippers.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good crisp passes.
And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin. For the Clippers, you think of Lob City, and it's all dunks. But the reality is, Clark, as Greg was just talking about, that just isn't the case.
It really isn't. I mean, they also led the league in pull-up shots attempted by a wide margin, about 24 pull-up Jays a game.
There's McLemore. And once again, off the mark by Sacramento. And here's Los Angeles. They're on a 9-1 run. Picked by Griffin. Paul goes in, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
If you look at Chris Paul, you're looking at a guy who really is the standard bearer of point guards. I mean, he can pass, he can score, he plays great defense. He also competes. But what makes him the floor general that all others are measured against, really the instincts and leadership.
Going back to Chris Paul, if you could build a point guard from scratch, Clark, he might be the model.
Yeah, I tell you what, you could do much worse than him, that's for sure. One of the very best. 6 times he's led the NBA in steals. Just an incredible all-around player. One of the greatest team leaders, I think, in the history of the league as well.
For the last 2 seasons, he's led the league in assists. You're right. Crawford outside. Johnson the screen. Crawford kicks to Paul. Paul missing again.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the defense has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull that trigger. You've got to be in his face and not give him any space.
And you can see, Clark, that he has garnered the attention of the defense here. They are not going to allow him to get those kinds of looks.
On the wing, Johnson. Jordan the screen. Johnson dishes to Griffin. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Collison, no good. And here's Los Angeles. They're on a 13-3 run. And here is Johnson. Jordan with the screen on game. Johnson attacking. And it's Jordan. That time on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 assists in the game. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
And the Clippers making a change here. Redick is checked in. Clark, if they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Amen. I think that's the best option.
Collison against Paul. Paul is doubled to the paint. Jordan with the bucket. And it's a 9-point Clipper lead.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals come from the paint.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're behind by 9. 1:58 left in the fourth. .158 left in the game. There's the dish to Cousins. Back to Collison. Cousins against Jordan from 11 feet away and misses it off the right side of the rim.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Griffin passes to Redick. 4 on the shot clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Paul can't get it to go. The Kings trail by 9. In the corner, it's McLemore. Here's Gay. Gets a very good look and converts. Gay's got 29.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Wasted no time on that one. Paul's got the lead back up to 9 now for Los Angeles. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're losing by 9. 102 left to play in the final quarter. 102 left here in the fourth quarter. And Cousins kicks to Collison. A three-pointer off the mark. And here's Los Angeles. They're on a 19-5 run here. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Clippers.
Two great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And maybe it goes without saying, but they had no answer for Griffin. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Rudy Gay playing very well. He has 29 points and a couple of nice steals, too. Whether it's making a tough pass or coming up with the steal, he's been able to do it.
You're right on with that. He's had a great feel, really, for his teammates as well as the opponent.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Koufos checked in for Cousins. Casspi comes in for Cauley-Stein. James Anderson, he's checked in for Ben McLemore. And Curry subbed in for Darren Collison. And it's Sacramento's ball. A three from Anderson. And that's collected by Smith. To the middle, knocked away. It's stolen by Curry. 3-on-3 from about 19 feet. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Now here's Stephenson. Missed. So the Clippers with the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Chris, we got to see Lob City in full effect here tonight. Seems like everyone on this team is really on the same page right now.
It's exciting, man. It's exciting. You know, it's something good for the fans to be excited about, but at the end of the day, we got to win games.
It's always about that, Chris. Thank you. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in.